So when we were getting our drinks for today's episode, we were at the gas station. And the manager of the gas station is a deeply British individual. And he was talking to a police officer. And all I heard this man say was, well, you know, it's kind of the state of the whole world, you know, the politics.
Bro wanted to say the political economic state of the world so bad. So bad. All right. Hello, guys. Welcome to Loud on Set. I'm your co-host, Austin.
I'm your co-host, Jonah.
And we are joined today with friend of the pod, Ray.
Hello. I'm so happy to be here.
We're so happy to have you.
Yeah.
This has been a long time. This has been
you
long time coming.
Don't get me wrong. A lot of people ask to be on the pod. It's a pretty reoccurring theme. People ask me, "Hey, when's my turn on the pod?" But you were definitely the most relentless.
I'm committed.
Committed to the bit.
I was born to be on a podcast.
Were you born to be loud on set?
I was born to be loud on set.
You might. No, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So welcome. This is the set. It's
This is the loud set.
Yeah.
What is this? Some kind
We're
of?
being extra loud on here.
What is this? Some kind
We're
of?
being extra loud on here.
are we? I don't know.
I don't.
Okay.
I'm trying to get my bit out.
Wait, no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
What is this? Some kind of loud set? All right. So
That was perfect time for
Perfect
the crack
timing.
open the cold one.
So today's episode, we've got quite a lineup. We well, as you know, we've been away for quite a minute now.
Yeah, we took a little bit of a break.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that I was burnt out, but it was good to kind of find my footing again. And
Yeah, we kind of just need to realize that this is a thing we enjoy doing, and if we're gonna record and not enjoy it, then it's probably best that we don't record at that time.
yeah.
So I think we're ready to kind of get back in the groove. Things are looking positive. It's an exciting next chapter for Loud on Set.
Yes.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
What a way to bring it back.
I know.
with a great guest.
Well, you could say it's a fantastic guest.
Say that again?
Okay. All right. There is an objective today, guys.
Yeah.
We had to do a little homework to be here today.
Yep.
Do you
I'll get into
care
it.
to explain?
So when we were in negotiations with Ray about this pod, kind of the idea that we brought up was like, what if we did like a movie swap, kind of, you know, like we give Ray a movie to watch and she gives us a couple movies to watch and we just do a yap. That was the kind of the idea. So the we'll just say up front, the movie we gave you to watch was The Lighthouse.
Mm-hmm.
Classic.
I've heard a lot about this movie.
Yeah, pod
It was
classic.
last
We are big fans of The Lighthouse on
And
this
and
podcast.
you guys are big fan. Like that
That episode
did
kind
pretty
of
good. People liked
did
that
numbers for us. Would you like to introduce the two movies you gave to us?
I chose Lady Bird because it's just one of my all-time favorite movies, and I also chose Midsommar because it's just such a good movie. Good
And
one to choose.
but before this, I've heard of both,
Yeah.
and I've seen clips from both.
Oh, I've seen clips from Lady Bird.
We both see if you're CTC peeps, you know Lady
Those
Bird.
who know.
Those who know. Yeah. So but I've never seen either of them, and I didn't really know what either of them were about.
Yeah.
But like, wow. Dude.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't even. But also, there's just like a lot has happened, right? Mm-hmm. So we have those movies we watched. We watched Snow White came out pretty recently too.
It was a movie.
It was one of the
It was definitely one of the
Don't
movies
be
of
afraid
all
to get the
time.
microphone closer to your mouth.
Okay.
Well.
Okay.
Hey.
Slobber all over.
Okay. I wasn't.
It was definitely one of the movies of all time for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also saw Opus, which
Which
is
was
also
not
an
an
A24.
opus, bro.
It was not an opus. What's the opposite of an opus?
Like a poop opus, bro.
Opus.
A poopus.
Opus, more like opus.
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 Buns. It was
Oh,
buns.
it was
It
buns.
was
Oh,
bad.
cheeks,
New
bro.
It was
new
bad.
word.
I
buns.
think I realized
Newburn?
how. I think I realized like, and we won't talk about Opus for too long, just because it's like
Buns.
yeah. I think I realized how not great Opus was even more after watching Midsommar.
Oh, totally.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Like
I don't know how you sat through Opus. Because I hadn't seen
Yeah.
Midsommar.
Neither of us.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was it's.
I would have been livid. I would have.
Oh, I was.
it's just
Opus?
there's
Midsommar does everything Opus did, but immensely better.
Imagine if there was a movie about like a saxophone player at a college institute and there was a very angry instructor. Like
Exactly.
And it was not
Yes.
called Whiplash. It was called like Sax Slash.
Oh, this is
like
I don't get this.
saxophone.
Slash is crazy.
That's crazy.
no.
I don't like
I'm
that.
trying to think of like an example of like the comparison. It's like not even.
No,
It's just bad.
it's so
It's just
bad.
Bad.
Bones.
Is there anything we do? We just
Are
want to
we
get
gonna-
into it?
Should we
Do
just
we
talk
wanna-
about
Do we
Opus?
just want to
No.
dive right in? No, to the
Let's
A24
just
film.
cap off the
Yes.
Opus discussion by saying none of us liked it very much.
Yeah.
I think I gave it a 2.
I give it 2.5.
I think I also
just
either
visuals alone.
I gave it a 1.5 or a 2, and I think
Yeah.
I wrote in my little Letterboxed review. There's a good movie buried in here somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, on my Letterboxd, I said it's like, and you guys already know this, but I'll say it for the pod. It's like when you do a group presentation, right? And not the slides are okay, right?
Yeah.
But every other slide is drastically different. That's how the entire movie feels.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
You know what? For kicks and giggles, I'll link all of our Letterboxd in
Oh,
the
yeah.
description.
I would not be as avid on Letterboxd if I did not meet these two.
Yeah,
We're
I've
pioneer.
been officially
John
converted.
is the pioneer.
I'm the Letterboxd
Yeah.
fiend, bro.
You put us on.
I put you
Low
guys
key.
on.
Yeah.
I think
I
I,
mean,
would
I
have
had-
gotten
I
there
had it
one
first,
way or the
but-
other,
Right.
but it just it fast tracked.
It's just such a fun way to connect to the movies.
It is,
Yeah.
and it lets you think
makes-
more critically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
about the movies. Yeah.
Anyway, what movie do we want to start
I
with?
mean,
I feel like regardless, we should end with the Snow White discussion.
Let's
Yeah.
let's go Lighthouse first.
Lighthouse.
okay.
Pod,
That is the first one I-
classic.
Yeah.
So,
Jeez.
you guys know how we feel about the Lighthouse, and if by some miracle you don't, not miracle,
We
anti-miracle.
love the Lighthouse. It is
Wait.
one of the films of
Have
all
you guys
time.
ever watched that
genuinely.
movie? I didn't know you've seen it before.
Yeah,
Really?
we saw it
No
in
way.
IMAX.
You're not fond of me lobster, are you?
Well, I really liked it. I liked that it was very, I don't know what to say. It was simple, but it like there was a lot going on.
Yeah, no,
Like
I totally
that
feel
was my like first impression. Like, oh, this is kind of a movie where nothing happens, but like everything happens.
exact. Like it's almost an overwhelming feeling of like emptiness.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, shouldn't there be
Yeah.
more happening than
Yeah.
there is? And like there just isn't. I mean, there is, but like it's all subtext. It's not laid
Yeah.
out for you.
It definitely like messed with my brain. I like
Good.
kind of got lost like all that was happening. I don't-
So you enjoyed it?
Oh yeah, okay. I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was very good. Maybe I'm not as crazy of fans as you guys are, but
I don't know why I love it so much. I just do.
that's how I feel about these other two movies.
Oh.
Just saying.
Okay.
No, hold on.
Oh.
You're welcome for that. No, I think plot alone, like it's a good plot, like objectively. I think one of the reasons I like it so much, I'm like very like visual centric,
Yeah.
and I really enjoy the visuals of this movie. It's like you don't see movies just like straight up just being entirely black and white.
And it was cropped.
Yeah, the
smaller.
4:3.
4:3 aspect ratio.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh wait, I'm shooting in a 4:3 aspect ratio right now.
Lighthouse reference.
That I wasn't supposed to do that, but you know it's fine.
It's fine. It's
We're
artistic.
chilling.
It's on brand for the episode.
It is. It is. Okay? Is there anything else you want to like mention with the Lighthouse? Like,
I don't know. I don't.
tell us how you really feel.
I mean,
Can I give you questions if you need
sure.
prompting? Oh,
That would be great.
Would it? Okay. How
Yeah.
do you feel about the ending?
Oh.
I'm talking literally like last 2 minutes. He falls down. Spoilers.
Spoilers for all of the movies. that
Yeah,
we're gonna
for
talk
all the
about.
movies we're talking
Oh,
about.
absolutely.
Spoilers. We're gonna list those movies below, so just check now. And if you don't want them spoiled,
Yeah.
sorry, go watch them and come back.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do chapters. On
We can do
this
chapters.
pod. Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
I like that.
I love that.
love chapters.
Sorry, your question now.
The last 2 minutes, and he like falls down the stairs, and he's just like splattered out on the rocks. Like, how did that make you feel? Any?
Yes. I
Yeah.
thought it. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I watched it like 2 weeks ago. Did the seagulls start eating him?
Mhm.
I really mess with that.
I really hate that.
I don't know.
I hated that, but like,
Oh.
that's
I
what
hate
makes
good
it
way.
good.
Yeah.
Like, it got a bad reaction.
It
out of
got
me,
like
which
a,
is what makes it like
oh.
good art. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I have this weird thing where I like when everything goes wrong in a movie.
yeah.
Where like they just all die and there's no follow up. They just all die.
Lighthouse
Sometimes
2.
just let them die.
Lighthouse. No,
Lighthouse
no, no,
two,
no, no.
Lighthouse
I,
Boogaloo.
I mess with that, and I agree. There's just like something so just like daunting about
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
seeing like there's so many shots in this movie where it just like really sits on specific shots where you're like that's almost like a painting,
Mm-hmm.
and some of those paintings are disturbing.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love the shot where he is the. Oh, I don't even know. I know what you're. He's like naked. I think.
Yes!
Yes!
Wait,
And
okay.
he's like
love that shot.
posing or
Okay, wait,
something.
That's crazy.
Or
Okay,
I love
okay,
when
not-
I love the end when he like looks at the lighthouse and he's like,
I know.
"That is
no,
so good."
the screaming and it's all
Yeah.
distorted and
Oh, okay.
seeing that in
Okay.
IMAX
Now it's all coming
Yeah.
back to me.
changed me.
Okay, let me just clarify for people that haven't seen The Lighthouse. He's not just naked. That's not like
No,
the
Austin
no.
loves him some naked
No!
men, bro.
No. So there's like this shot where Willem Dafoe's character is like approaching Robert Pattinson's character, and there's like the beams of the lighthouse are coming out of his eyes,
Oh yeah.
and it's just like
Looks like his
Well, I
gaze.
love
He-
that
he-
you never
yeah.
know what is actually happening and
Exactly.
what is their like hallucinations.
See, there's a
I
mo-
think that puts you
I
in with the
love
characters.
that.
there's a moment actually on the first pod. I remember this. We disagreed about what it meant in the story, but
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
interpret it one way and you interpret it another, which I think is just incredible.
Mhm.
But there's a moment where Willem Dafoe was talking about like, oh, I can't believe you did all that, and like you can see it as gaslighting.
Mhm.
Like he's listing off all these things, like
Mhm.
I can't believe you did this and that, and like I'm gonna have to report you or whatever.
Mhm.
You saw that as gaslighting, and I saw that as like a complete mental break
Oh.
on Robert Pattinson's part,
Yeah.
which like,
Oh.
and I think either way it makes an equal amount of sense. Because I mean, like, look at the movie we're
Because
dealing
I
with.
thought it
Like,
was gaslighting, but also it took me a while. This is off topic a little bit,
No, that's
but it
okay.
took me a while to realize that his name wasn't actually. It wasn't actually what he said it was in the beginning.
Thomas.
Ephraim.
He
or
said it was-
something.
Yeah.
Ephraim, yeah.
Ephraim Winslow.
That was a really confusing part for me.
No, it's a very quick moment where he like admits that his name is also Thomas. They're
Yeah.
both Thomases, and that's got to be some kind of like bigger statement
There's gotta be
about
something
like
there.
dual identity or something. I'm not smart enough to handle all that.
No, they're like I very much enjoy the way that this movie, and I could be a broken record here just because we've talked about The Lighthouse before, but
No, you're good.
I very much enjoy how it puts you in the character's shoes where you also don't really know it's real,
Yeah.
because that's what the characters are going through as well, right? I mean, when you don't have food and you're surviving off alcohol, right?
Yeah.
Like the wear that would do to your body,
Yeah.
right?
There's a movie that I think, if you want to, like, I don't want to derail us, but I just recently watched this and it kind of applies. If you want a movie that's like about a mental break and makes you feel that way, have you guys heard of Inland Empire?
No,
Mm-mm.
no,
Directed.
no.
It was David Lynch's last movie he ever made, and the first hour sets up the story, and then the second hour is like vignettes that are all like from the perspective of like a crazy person.
Okay.
Oh.
And then the third hour, it is a 3-hour movie, is like tying that all back together. It's
Oh.
bonkers. And anyway, it reminds me of The Lighthouse. It's like, I don't know what's happening here.
Wait, so it's multiple movies then?
No, it's
Oh,
one movie.
okay.
But like each hour, I guess you could break it apart, like serves its own
Yeah.
purpose.
Okay. This is crazy off the rails and off topic, right?
That's okay.
I just want to take like a quick second to talk about the confirmed Beatles movies casting.
Oh.
Buns.
Oh.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, I have another.
I'm not necessarily. I don't think we should talk about the actual casting right now because that's a whole beast we can get into. I want to talk about something that I think is they're trying to do that has never been done before, and I'm actually kind of curious and interested to see.
Mhm.
All 4 movies are releasing on the same date.
Are they really?
Yes.
I thought they were going to be spread out by like 2 months.
Mm-mm.
That's
Wait.
crazy.
So they're trying to at least
What
they all
movies?
come out the same.
Beatles movies.
They're making multiple.
One for each Beatle.
Yep.
Oh, I did not know this.
Yeah. So I could be wrong, but I know they all come out within the same week, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think what they're trying to do is create the first bingeable movie experience,
Yeah.
which I
That's
think
interesting.
is
That's cool.
And doesn't it not come out till
2028.
yeah.
Which I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie, that's not that far off.
No, for 4 movies.
For 4
too, it's
movies?
crazy.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I truly, honestly hope they don't call them just John, Paul, George, Ringo.
Yeah.
I hope they find an interesting title for each
Yeah.
of them that like really
Mhm.
reflects their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Like, please don't call John's movie Imagine. Like, I'm not
Oh.
saying Bohemian Rhapsody movie title, but I'm just saying like,
Ram on.
have you ever
Wait,
seen the movie
wait.
Nowhere Boy about
No.
John Lennon? Like, that's a great title for because it's like Nowhere Man, but it's about him when he was a
Yeah.
boy, so it's Nowhere Boy. Like,
Oh.
that's awesome. But like, please
Yeah.
don't call the
Are
movie
we
like
not fans of Bohemian Rhapsody?
no.
No,
but
I-
the title
Yeah.
The title is a crazy pick. What does that
Yeah.
have to do with anything going on here?
That's one of my top movies of all time. But continue.
Based.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm excited to see how they play it off. I heard people like theorizing like certain theaters might sell it as like an experience where it's like you can buy all 4 tickets
That
at
would be
one
fire.
time,
We're doing
things
that.
like that, or like you can buy tickets and you have them spread out throughout the week, or you buy tickets and have 8 hours in a movie theater. I'm definitely excited to see where they take that. And I mean, obviously there is bingeable movies, but there's never been bingeable movies that like come out the same like week, let alone the same day, you know?
No, I know.
Like normally it's like a trilogy or like a series, right?
Yeah.
And you can watch that. But it's very different, and I think it's a very interesting take. So I'm excited to. I do have hope.
Yeah.
I have hope.
Yeah.
We'll talk on another pod about the actors.
I have
but-
a little.
In 2028, you'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in 3 years. I don't know if you'll at all be interested in this, but I have a piece of news today, or it was from yesterday, but it was not an April Fool's Day joke because this had been like circulating for like a week or so.
Yeah.
And then it finally got like reported on April 1st. As far as I know, it's not a prank. It's real. You know Quentin Tarantino?
Yeah.
You know David Fincher?
I know where you're going with this.
Have you seen this?
Yes.
It's crazy. Okay. Do you know these names?
I know Quentin Tarantino.
Okay. Quentin Tarantino wrote a script, a sequel to one of his movies, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, is giving it to the guy that directed The Social Network, and it's starring it's starring Brad Pitt again. This is incredible.
That I imagine that's really exciting news.
No, for like
for that very
So that's great for
specific
you.
group of people.
I know. For the unemployed community, this is no, but like for those who know, skull emoji, this is insane. But like I'm not gonna let that derail the pod. I just wanted to bring
Yeah.
that up. I am so
I
excited.
think that's cool. No, that's awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Real quick, before we
Okay.
get into the other 2 movies.
Yeah.
I think it's
Are
okay.
we
We're
not done with I'm
I'm not done either.
I can
you know,
keep talking about
I
Lighthouse.
think that's okay because it's like we're yapping. It's been so long.
I know.
I feel like we can.
We can.
I'm just gonna point this out, guys. As of the recording of this pod, we are 3 subscribers away from 100 subscribers. I know that might seem little to a lot of you, but it means a lot to us because if there was 100 people in the room that we record in,
We couldn't record.
you can no, this room would not hold 100 people.
No, it holds like 15. Like this is crazy.
That's
Yeah.
that's generous.
No, but honestly, guys, just thank you so much. I know, like, we haven't even hit 100 yet.
know.
But when we do hit 100, we're having our big goal. We're having Mr. Wendland on the pod. If you're a fan of the pod and you've seen it before, you know who that is. If you don't, he's our old film and new media teacher, and we've been dying to have him on the pod, and he set that goal for us. But, yeah, no, we're just so excited to have that. And if you're the one person that unsubscribed today,
you can jump out a window.
they're not watching. Let's be honest.
Yeah, let's be honest.
Okay.
They'll all come back after this episode.
They will.
Because
They
Ray's
will.
here.
They will.
But I'd like 97 is so incredible. Like,
yeah.
like not that I didn't believe in us, but I'm not gonna lie. I thought by like this time when we first started, I thought by this time we'd have like 23 subscribers.
Yeah. Okay, I saw an interesting statistic where it was like 9. Okay, bro. It was like 97% of podcasts like don't make it into the double digits.
Wow. Guys, we're
Yeah.
so close. Well, no, I thought you said triple. You mean double digits?
No, I'm saying in terms of how many episodes they have.
Oh, I understand.
So I think we're at like this is like we're approaching 20
Guys,
episodes.
the Podmas really set us over.
Dude,
bro.
it really did. It really did. It really did.
Yeah.
Dude, that took so much out of
Two
us.
two guys in a dream.
Just put the pod in the bag.
That's what
bro.
this
Put the
is.
pod in the bat. Dude, just upload the pod.
Just
man.
upload the
Oh,
pod.
dude.
All right, we want to jump back into Lighthouse real quick.
Yeah, I got. I mean,
If you got
a few more things I
comments.
could.
Yeah.
What were we on? What were we talking
Oh,
about?
the ending. How shocking that
Ending,
was. Movies that
yeah.
make you feel like a crazy person.
I also love a movie that is in one spot in.
yes.
Like
Yes. Yeah,
it doesn't go from play. It's just. I mean, I don't. I really like that aspect of it.
Can you imagine how corny the movie would be if they did like a cutaway to the mainland and like, I hope they're okay at the lighthouse. Like that'd be
Yeah,
so
it totally.
bad.
They're stuck on. I gotta formulate this.
No.
They're stuck in the lighthouse, and so is the audience.
Yes.
Yes.
And
yeah.
I really do. I did feel stuck in that room with them.
Have you ever seen
That,
the movie
that island.
Jaws?
Jaws.
I've never heard of it.
Oh, I've heard of it.
Okay. Well, at a certain point, like they're just like obviously they're like on the beach and like, oh my gosh, there's a shark. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then at a certain point, they don't go back to the beach. Like they're out in the ocean.
Oh,
And it's just and then you're stuck there for like 45 minutes hunting.
is it
the
bad
shark.
that I haven't seen Jaws?
You
Yeah.
haven't seen Jaws?
I haven't seen.
I
I've
thought
seen
you were
it.
joking.
Let's
I've
have a
se-
watch party.
I meant I've heard of it. I've seen it. I saw it at a film fest
Huh.
years ago, but
when it
Dude,
came
Don't
out.
can we
remember.
bring back, dude,
Or are you
can we-
being serious?
I saw it. No. I saw it at like Traverse City Film Fest.
No, Jaws came out in like 1975. I was joking.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought you
Dude,
were.
we need to bring
yeah.
back the Traverse City Film Fest.
Is it gone?
Yeah,
It
it
is.
It's
died.
been gone.
Maybe
For all you locals out there.
Maybe
Maybe
we'll
it-
bring it back.
I was gonna throw shade on Michael Moore, but bro might be watching a Traverse City podcast.
This is true.
Maybe if bro
This
could
is
run
true.
a business, we could
Oh.
have the Traverse City Film Fest.
That's crazy.
I'm kidding. Michael Moore, have us do a panel.
Dude, that'd be sick.
I'm
mess with
obviously
that.
joking. I know you can take a joke, Michael Moore, if you're watching.
Yeah, no.
Hi, Michael Moore.
Dude, we got some film ideas cooking up for this summer.
We do.
That, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm good. I've got what I needed to get out with the Lighthouse because I mean we've talked about it before. But if you guys,
Obviously, I mean, I think it's a perfect movie.
I was a big fan.
That might,
I like when people die.
oh,
I like
Quote
when
Ray.
I like when you take what's the worst that can happen and make it worse.
I like when bad things happen. I like when people die. Quote Ray.
quote Ray.
Quote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
quarter.
Yeah, big fans of the Lighthouse.
Big fans of the Lighthouse. I'm also a big fan. Yes.
Midsummer or Lady Bird?
Lady Bird.
Lady Bird.
Why is Lady Bird?
Lady Bird.
Lady
a
Bird.
personal favorite
What are
for
you, some
me.
kind of Lady Bird?
What? You, Lady Bird. You just be Lady Bird.
No, that's literally what this movie is, bro.
Christine, you just be Lady Bird.
No, I want to talk about the ending, but we'll get there when we get there. I have a whole spiel I have
Oh.
about the ending.
I do.
I told you like a week ago.
Such
I have
a good
lot
movie.
to say about the end.
I have lots to say about this movie, I think.
Then go.
I don't know how to start though. I mean, what do you guys think? That's what's most important. I love this movie. It's one of those random ones that's like there's no reason really for me to love it, but I do.
Real. Austin, do you want to?
Yeah, no. I think out of the 3 movies we're like mainly talking about today, I do think it is my least favorite.
That's fair.
But
That's very fair.
that doesn't mean I think it was a bad movie. I did thoroughly enjoy this movie. I've seen the intro about 1 billion times.
Do you want to tell that story or just leave it ambiguous?
We'll talk about
Tell
it
the
another
story because
time.
I don't know this.
Oh, fine. I guess we
Fine.
have to.
Yeah, I love the
You're pulling
the
my heart.
first.
So we had a
10 minutes of the
middle-aged
movie.
English teacher at CTC, right?
Middle age is an irrelevant detail, but okay.
She just like she would wear like I'm just gonna describe her, right? Blonde hair,
jeez.
glasses, right? She'd wear like a cardigan, and then she'd have like a rainbow kitten T-shirt or something like that. That's
Fire.
like average fit.
Fire fit.
It is fire.
No. So she would make us analyze different like intros. Like she made us watch like Schitt's Creek, like the first episode. We had to watch the first 5 minutes like
7
maybe,
times.
Like yeah, I think it
Oh.
was 7 times to analyze each character and what they're doing, and it was so stupid. She's like, "This is film, guys.
It's a
This is
TV
film."
show.
No, and she made us watch the Lady Bird intro, like when she jumps out of the
I
car.
quite like your teacher.
No, you'd be in the minority of our class.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that was definitely one of the more interesting things she had us do.
So you've seen it before you had to watch it.
I saw the first
the
5 minutes.
intro.
Yes.
The intro.
that's
Yeah.
what I'm-
So I was expecting like her to jump out of the car. That wasn't surprising.
I think
expecting?
it's something that I reference a lot. Is like,
yeah.
like with friend of the podcast Foster.
Friend of the
If
pod.
we're
Friend of
if
the pod.
we're in the car
He doesn't
together
watch.
and we're really making each other mad, he'll be like, "I'm gonna pull a ladybird."
See, that's good.
That's
I like
funny.
that.
Yeah.
No, just back onto what I was saying is like, no, I really enjoyed this movie. I think it defines a genre, very
Totally.
well. And I
Yeah.
think that might sound kind of corny to say, but I think it's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't really think. I mean, there's like a couple other. I don't know, there's a couple other movies that I think are like up there, but in terms of like, I forgot. I'm trying to think of my Letterboxd review.
Bro's trying to quote
Yeah.
verbatim.
Oh,
Do you want me to pull it out
No, it's
and quiz you?
It's fine. No, I think it really does define like coming of age in
Totally.
terms of like film.
When I think of coming of age, I do think of this movie.
Yeah.
no, I mean I don't have too many comments on it. I mean it's not necessarily my type of movie,
No, real.
Um, but like the end is like
I
dude, I got a little sad, bro.
I have a yap session about the end. 'cause,
That's
like,
fine. Well,
Go.
I could have a yap session about the beginning.
Go.
Because this movie is the ultimate. If you're not a daughter, you're not daughters. This movie is the ultimate mother-daughter story, and there is nothing more. There's so many scenes in it, and like the first shot really sets up that this is a story about mothers and daughters, and like
because it has a mother and a daughter in it.
I know that what I'm saying is really not that crazy, but
It's pretty radical.
I love the scene where they're in the thrift store and they're fighting. And then the mom picks up the
Yeah.
dress and goes, and they're like, "Oh, I love it." That is the most. If you've never gone shopping with your mother before, then you can't relate to that.
I've gone shopping with my mom.
Me too.
What I'm saying is complete nonsense, but
No, I understand.
I just love it because it's so.
No, that one scene I was like, oh, like I so understand their relationship dynamic now.
I just love it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It
One of my
just-
favorite parts.
Just, I feel like a lot of the acting, everything just seemed very like real,
Absolutely.
right? Like I forget Lady Bird's best friend's name.
Julie.
She like their dynamic,
So
like
It's
yeah,
so-
and it just
mhm.
seems so genuine. Like the way they would conversate isn't like it didn't seem like dialogue in a script. It just seemed like two friends talking,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I loved that.
yeah.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
I love Julie's one of my faves. Yeah. Do you
Dude.
want to talk about the end?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like I wasn't getting the movie at all. I was like, this is not for me. I do not like this. I'm gonna have to lie
Oh.
about it on the pod.
Oh.
And then like the last like 15 minutes happened, and like something clicked, and like the whole movie
Yes.
like registered, and I
Yes.
was like, now I understand. Because like I didn't like Lady Bird, and like at first I thought I was like, oh, I'm not connecting with it because I'm not a mother or a daughter,
Yeah.
and that was my mistake. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And like as I understood, I was like, maybe you're not necessarily like supposed to like her, and like she understands later that she has to change as well.
Yeah.
Like she's like, I like the world isn't like her realm, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm
Because she
making any
leaves
sense.
her.
Am I making
Yeah.
sense?
You're making
No,
perfect.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
You're putting in towards what I think.
Yeah, like what like at college, and she's like, I'm Christine. It's like her.
Yeah.
It's like she's acknowledging like I like.
It's her coming of age
Well,
moment.
through the entire movie, she is just a pathological liar.
Yeah,
Like you can see in. She'll hear something from another person and like use it as her story. Like
yeah, but
the
it's
clothes.
It's
you know what
not
I'm
like
talking about?
it doesn't seem like we're like, oh gosh, here she goes again. Right?
Yeah.
It's more of like, it's like almost hard to watch in the sense where you're like,
Mhm.
oh, she's lying because she's like almost ashamed of like who
Yeah.
she is,
Yeah.
which is like really sad.
wrong side
Wrong
of the
side. I
tracks.
was gonna
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
wrong side of the tracks.
No, but it's not like not like a Greg Heffley situation.
Made me think I was losing my
Make me
mind.
think I'm losing my.
I knew this.
Why? On it. Why was General Grant on the thermostat?
Who took? Who's this in this photo? That's not me.
That's not you.
That's not me.
All right.
When he throws the acid on the two.
Screams of despair.
I hope that one doesn't get overused because that's a good.
It's such
it's
a good.
meme.
I hope that meme stays niche.
I know.
Yeah.
I hope it stays a little. Yeah.
Yeah. Those who know.
Schizophrenic Greg
Anyway,
Heffley.
yeah, like it really clicked. I was like, Lady Bird is changing, and like I'm not necessarily supposed to enjoy who Lady
Yeah.
she's just a growing young like woman, and
Yes.
like
Yeah.
that's the point of the
That's
whole
the
movie is
whole-
that she's figuring herself out, and like that's what I was missing the whole time because I'm admittedly I'm a
Yes.
little slow, I'm an idiot, and like once I got that in the
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
the last
Yeah,
leg
bud.
of the movie, I was like, oh,
I love
now
when
it makes sense.
When she says, "It's Christine. It's the name you gave me. It's a good one."
Yeah.
I could also quote that entire movie. One of my.
No, it was good. It was good. It was good.
Yeah. More thoughts from you.
I mean, again, it's not really. I don't. It's not my type of movie per se. I mean, I think I said what I needed to say.
I'm glad that
I
I
enjoyed
made
it.
you guys watch this one because it's my type of movie, and you guys made me watch Lighthouse. That's your type of movie.
We should do that.
Good
more often.
to
I like that. Yeah.
agree. Yeah.
Do we dive into?
Oh boy.
Any more? I feel like there was something I was gonna say, but
Please, if you want to keep talking so you can get it out, we can keep talking about Lady Bird for a little bit.
the bathroom stall. What's what we were talking about in Culver's?
Oh.
Bathroom stall.
Well, remember what I said? You were like, "Have you made it to the plot?" Because I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I was watching this movie in like 5-minute chunks. That's how not with it I was. I was like watching 5 minutes. And I was like, I'm
Bro
already
wondered why he
drained.
didn't enjoy it.
So I had gotten to a certain point, and Austin had finished the movie, and you were like, "Did you make it to the plot twist yet?" And then you guys.
It's not even.
It's not a
crazy
plot.
part
yes.
of the movie,
Yeah.
But
but
I'm not gonna lie. If there's a plot twist in a coming of age movie, it's that
That's it.
someone's moving away or that someone's gay.
oh, write that down.
Is it-
someone's moving away or someone's gay?
Is it
You can
crazy
only be
that
one
I
or the
didn't
other.
I didn't
Right.
expect that?
I don't know if I expected.
I didn't
it.
expect it either. I'm gonna
'Cause I thought
until I
thought-
knew.
Well,
I thought he was just like a little awkward because that's like the family he came from, right? Because
Well,
they're
he
like super
definitely gives.
like,
Yeah.
I thought he was just
religious.
awkward.
And
'cause
I
he's a young
love the
teen.
scene when they're in the garden and he says, or she says, "You know, you can touch my boobs if you want." It's so funny.
You're
It's so
kidding.
funny. I'm sorry.
Sleep
Funny.
that out.
She said, "Boob, I respect you so much."
I love
I love that scene.
part of the one thing I love from his character is that even after all this drama has gone down, he still comes up to her and asks her about her admissions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like he still does care about her.
And the scene where he comes to visit her at work and she's immediately mad at him, and then he starts crying and she just gives him like because
Yeah.
they've still got that I don't
That
know.
spark.
I love them together.
Can we briefly talk about our hatred of the Timothy Chalamet character?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm a
Hate that
he's
little rat.
horrible. What you do is very baller. It's very
What you do is
anarchist.
very bald.
I never smoke cigarettes. Only hand rolled. Never cloves.
I don't like money.
he's like it's a
I don't like
self-made
money.
construct. It's just, I don't even know what I said, dude.
No, it was something like that. He
It's
said-
not. It's not all. Not everything. It's not all war. Not everything is all sad. It's war. I don't know what she says on that scene.
He's just a douchebag.
He's just a douchebag.
Yeah, he's just an
But I love
absolute
it. I love
jerk.
when characters are just horrible. And I love when
Yeah.
Timothy Chalamet. I just love everything I like him.
I feel like you can see the backstabbing from a mile away too.
Oh yeah,
but she's just
Oh, yeah.
she's just so
She's
caught up
so-
in it that like
she loves him
when
so
when
much.
when Jenna's like, I hate liars, and Lady Bird's like, are we still friends? And she goes, if you're still Kyle's girlfriend. I just
dang.
love the contrast between
Yeah.
that they're just awful
yeah.
friends.
And I just like that like as the viewer you have to take like a back seat and just watch this. You're like, oh, this is not. There's
Yeah.
no way this is gonna end
Right.
well.
One thing that
Yeah.
like actually broke my heart is when she got ready for prom, and then they were like, "Oh, let's ditch.
Yeah.
'cause
She's-
that's lame."
yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, stop! She
Yeah.
got so ready for prom to look good for you,
Mhm.
and you just like threw her under the bus, man.
Yeah.
You don't even want to go to prom with her."
And like the contrast between Danny coming in for Thanksgiving,
And
and
he
then
didn't even step in.
you're
He
gonna
just
get in the
honked his
car
horn.
with a guy who honks. She's like, I
Nah.
think I am.
No.
Don't do it. Don't
do it.
I do love.
Do so much
it's
better.
So because I mean we've all met those people in high school. I feel like.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, you can tell who's not your real friend.
just completely into themselves and
Yep.
like yeah.
Oh,
What?
I know. I'm kidding. Whoa, whoa, whoa,
It was a joke. It was a joke.
Okay.
It was a quiet moment.
Do we want to talk?
A quiet moment on the loud set, not allowed.
Do we want to talk about Midsommar? I feel like we
Midsommar?
should just
He
jump
wants to
into
change
it
the
'cause
subject.
because I literally just watched this movie today, dude.
I just watched the last 10 minutes today.
Can I get my piece out?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes. Not that kind of podcast.
Not that kind of podcast, bro. We don't go on those websites. Basically, like, I was aware of the premise, and I actually had some like kills spoiled for me, and like I thought I knew it all going in, and I was still plenty shocked. Plenty shocked.
You're talking about Midsommar now.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about Lady Bird.
The kills, dude.
The kills. Lady Bird with those chompers, bro. That was crazy. But yeah, I was like still like blown away, and like it's the kind of movie that I genuinely loved watching, and I'm not sure I'm ever gonna watch it again. If that makes sense.
No, really?
Like,
I'm right there with you.
It's one of those movies that I just wish I could watch again for the first time.
for the first time, yes, but
It made me wanna throw up.
I can't imagine going back in and enjoying it.
I was kind of like texting you as I was watching it, and I was like, I think I said, I was like, dude, I feel like I genuinely need to take a break.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
absolutely.
my stomach was like
yeah,
starting to
absolutely.
Where you were texting me, Allie was right
dude.
next to me, and like, I don't know if she got mad at me for this, but like when the sledgehammer came down, and you know what I'm talking about, I just kind of like low key covered her eyes because I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, no, because I was like I like messaged you. This is spoilers, by the way. I was like, she just jumped off the cliff, and then you're like, oh no, and then I'm like, what is he gonna do with the sledgehammer? Because he's walking.
Oh, our series of typos was hilarious.
It was.
Hang on,
pull this out. This is funny. This
Okay.
is funny. Maybe
So-
I'll put it on screen.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
I'll send. Yeah,
Do it.
do a screen
Do
recording.
it.
So here's the receipts. Nah, why'd her head do that? LMAO. Nah,
LMAO.
vile. It's absolutely disgusting. It's one of those movies that I really enjoyed but will never watch again. No, he's about to jump. Bro, maybe close your eyes for this part. It's honestly one of the grossest things I've ever seen.
yeah.
That's saying something for me. He's alive. No. Holy. Close those
I can't even
peepers, bro.
think about
Like, it'll make sense once this gets put on screen. His legs. What's he doing? Wath the hammer. No. Claudio Stees. Your eyes. Bro, I danced. Moo. Bro, I was rushing this out.
Average Midsummer watching experience.
I know. Like, I was so actually worried for you that I was like getting these texts
No, when
out
I
with
watch this
typos,
movie with
bro.
other people, I tell them when to look away because I'm now desensitized to all the gore in this
I don't
movie.
think I could be.
But when I first watched it, I was probably like 14. How long ago did this movie come out? It came out 2019.
19.
So I would have been like 14, 15.
Goodness.
Yeah, and I could not handle gore like I can now, and it was.
Well, here's the thing: is
I couldn't sleep for a few days.
Real. It's
Yeah.
horrifying.
I feel like I can handle gore pretty well, but it was just like
It looks so real.
there's
It looks
something
so- it's
upsetting
so-
about it, where it's just like
Yeah.
I don't. It's just I don't have
know,
words for
That's
it.
exactly the.
You know what it is? It's like, for me, it's the fact that like they're all okay with this.
That's what I was gonna
Yeah.
say. Is that like.
Especially
They're
at the
trying
end when
to be
they're all like,
respectful of the culture, but it's like when does it get to a point where
Right.
it's their culture and it's their
This movie is a really great commentary
life.
about
on like
when is there a line between culture and like you're actually
And
doing something
yeah.
like insane.
that's
and
what I
radical.
love about this movie.
yeah, no,
I
it dares to cross that line.
It does cross that.
To cross, yeah, and
No,
it does.
yeah, no,
It hops over.
There were some scenes. I was watching this. I watched this on my laptop.
Me too.
With like good like I kind of had a good like viewing experience. Like I was at our college, and there's like these like little study cubbies, and I was in there, and I like turned off the lights. I had my headphones on. I was all snuggled up, right? And then there was parts of this movie where I'm like,
Make sure there's no one
like,
around.
no one like watch. I'm like, this. I don't even want to be watching this. Let alone people seeing me watch it.
Right.
It's like,
Oh well, I remember one of the first times I watched the movie when the
One of the first times. Diabolical.
I'm sorry.
No,
sorry.
it's
I
totally
don't
okay.
think I could watch that movie again.
I've probably
Not for a
watched
long
it
time.
a few
Yeah.
times.
I could probably watch it again in like 5 years. I need it to simmer.
How do I say the scene that I'm talking about without
You can say
the sex ritual scene? I was watching the movie on my phone at high school, and that scene came on at my lunch table.
That's crazy.
Not the spot, dude.
The lunch table.
Well, I have a little commentary on that scene, and am I interrupting your story? Please.
No. Well, I assume you guys caught on to the you know the part where they showed the tapestry and they're like, oh, the love story. It's a little love story.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and it's
And
like
then
the most
you see
vile
the
thing.
drink being a little red.
Yeah.
And it's very.
Here's the like the kind of thing I caught at the end was not only are the people all at that ritual like mimicking what they're doing or like
Yeah.
setting the pace, but there's another group sobbing with the the main lead. I forget the character's name.
Danny,
thank you.
Yeah.
Danny is like
Florence Pugh.
sobbing. Florence Pugh, and like it's so creepy to me that this cult is like.
I don't think Midsommar would be the movie it is without Florence Pugh's sobs.
Oh, no,
I love her so
the,
much.
The pain I felt.
Yeah,
when
you
there's
really
that
feel
shot
it.
of her.
She's like looking through the keyhole.
Yeah,
Is it
I
that?
just watched this
I
like
was saying
a
like
few hours
in
ago.
the kind of near the beginning when her parents and her sister died.
I think about that scene when you pan
She's on the
to
couch.
the
And like she's on the couch and her boyfriend's kind of like
She's
cradling her,
and it's
she's
like ugly cry. dude.
ugly, gut
she's so,
crying,
and it's so real.
yeah.
Well, I love the scene where you see like the whole. It's one shot through the entire house. You can see the carbon monoxide in the air.
Yeah.
And then you see her sister taped. You see like all the cords.
Oh,
that
it's
scene gets like I
ugly.
do have chills right now.
I know.
Uh,
Have you guys seen Hereditary? Because
no, but I really should.
I'm gonna do my little spiel I like to do, my film nerd nonsense. Just tell me when to stop. Directed by the same guy, written and directed by the same guy. Instead of parents and a sister dying, it's about a daughter dying. And like I don't want to get too silly about like such serious subjects, but like I think it's amazing how this writer-director, Ari Aster, is like really good at turning some kind of grief that I'm sure he's experienced into like stories that are like really unfortunately relatable. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. I like Hereditary makes me choke up. Like I can't talk about Hereditary.
That's on my list.
It's so.
I didn't know it was the same.
It's more sad than it is horrifying. It is a horror movie, but it's like,
yeah.
it's just much more a family drama. Came out in back-to-back years. He was on a roll. Yeah.
Well, I think the three movies that we're watching all came out like Lady Bird came out 2017.
You're so right.
Midsommar came out 2018.
No, 19. And so did The
29
Lighthouse.
and The Lighthouse, like all around the same. And like that was 2017 through 2019 was my personal golden age of. I know that sounds crazy. My personal.
Okay, boomer.
My personal. What? Crazy in the way that.
Back in my day.
Real quick.
Yeah.
I just want to like. Gosh, dude. Some of the you kind of had me on the edge of my seat and you weren't even there.
Really?
Because you messaged me, right?
Yeah.
Because after the scene of the two elders like jumping off the cliff, right? You said that's definitely the goriest death, but it's not the weirdest death.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And you said that, and I'm watching this movie, right? And I have 20 minutes left, and I'm like, I haven't seen any weird deaths.
I know.
Oh, and then you watched 9 of them.
Then I watched
and
9
like
of
I said,
them.
I love movies where everybody dies.
I have a crazy story about when Allie and
Okay.
I'm sorry. I don't like. I
No,
just
go ahead.
remembered it.
Go for it. Go for it.
You know that really annoying friend in the movie that's like always vaping and he's like complaining the whole
Eyebrows
time?
guy.
Eyebrows guy.
What is the actor's name?
I
It doesn't
don't-
matter.
I know.
Will
it.
Poulter?
Yes.
Will
Will
Poulter.
Poulter. Yes, and he's like.
I love that they made him so
Well,
annoying.
at a certain point when
I know.
Allie
I
and
love that. All I could. That's a part I'll get into.
At a certain point, Allie and I were like, "Where did he go?" Because he just vanished. And then we realized, like, the guy that knocked out the one dude in like the temple, like, was wearing his face.
Yeah.
The movie's a total mind.
That's when we realized, like, and we
Yeah.
realized that like 20 minutes after that happened, and we were like
Dude,
just
I-
looking
I
at each
didn't-
other in
I
amazement,
didn't
like,
piece that together until they placed like that guy's corpse in the like chapel
Yeah.
at the end. Because when they did that, I'm looking at it and I'm like,
I love that scene.
I literally paused the movie and I'm like, which guy is that? I'm trying to remember like which person is this?
yeah,
And it's just so
I have
disturbing.
a few questions for you guys.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because I have my opinions about all the characters in this movie, and I'll answer with my answer. But do you like Pele?
Pele.
As a like,
Remind
do
me.
you think Pele is the friend that brings them there?
Oh.
Do you think he's like secretly? Oh,
I've been voice memoing this chat that I pulled up for the pod for 7.5 minutes.
Send it.
My
Send
bad.
it.
Send it.
that's gonna ruin your storage.
Yeah, my storage is dead.
'Cause-
Pele's the one that brings them there. He's like the
Yes.
Swede that goes to America and then brings them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you like him?
What do
No.
you mean, do I like him?
No.
He-
I guess.
He is a
Killed all of
likable
them.
person, but
Mhm.
he like that's just like the evilness.
Yeah.
He is such a evil.
You know, at the end, towards the end of the movie, when there's like the shot of him and he has the like little crown on, right, and he's like crying, right. There, like during that moment, I was thinking, how would this story play out if Danny didn't go?
Will lead into what
Mm-hmm.
Pele has an agenda the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
for
you
sure.
realize it once, and Danny maybe wasn't a part of his plan, but it
Originally.
It worked.
so
Yeah.
perfectly for him.
Because isn't the whole point to bring all of them there is so
Mhm.
they can like repopulate more people? That's
Ye-
what I got from
No,
that.
no.
Well, that's
the
what-
whole point.
That's part of it.
That's
is-
point of the ritual. Is
the
that
point of the ritual is they need to be outsiders.
Yeah.
yeah.
So Pele knows inviting his friends that they are all going to die.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what I kind of lost my train of thought.
I mean,
but
you have to think too. Pele, this dude, he made these friends with that intention.
I think that is such an interesting part of the movie. I love it a lot.
I also
I
wait. No, go ahead.
well,
I have a good.
It's hard
closer,
for me
but
to
I'll
like
wait.
formulate my thoughts because we see Danny lose her entire family, all she has, and in the end of the movie, it's like, and it's. I'm not saying they're good people, but you see her watching the entire. This is my favorite part. You see her watching all of it burn and all of the people around her, and she just smiles because she's kind of found where she.
Yeah.
It's
belongs
she's
in
like
a
looking at it and
messed
she's
up
like
way.
you can like see the genuine like terror in her face,
Mm-hmm.
and then the moment that last wall collapses, she
just-
smiles,
oh,
dude.
I
and
have
it's
chills,
freaky.
bro. I have chills.
It's
It's
the most
freaky.
messed
Oh.
up found family movie of all time.
Exactly.
All
And I weirdly
time.
and like I love yeah.
I got the most chills in this movie when the music started playing from the credits because I'm like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's the movie.
Yeah.
That's how it ends.
Mhm.
And I'm like, that's
No, the most disturbing scene to me is when I don't remember any names. I watched this movie like a week ago.
what's the.
Do you remember
I think
the
we're
guy-
doing
you
the
can
same
help.
thing.
Yeah.
the guy stumbles into the shed?
Yes, and the dude's
What is
alive.
his name? Oh,
I don't know either of their names, but like his lungs
I
are
forget. It's
outside of
Josh
his
and
body,
moving.
and they're
Matt?
moving.
They're moving, which means he's
Wait.
alive. Did you not notice that?
in what part?
When he walks into the shed
Sorry.
and the dude is like
Suspended.
suspended. And
Oh,
like,
yeah.
his,
I
like,
just watched this
His
part.
lungs are
like, out.
expanding.
He's what's it called? Blood Eagle?
Blood eagle.
Yeah, his
Yeah.
his lungs are like.
Oh,
moving.
I didn't notice that.
So he's alive,
alive.
Oh.
which is so much worse.
Nefarious.
No, it's dude. Also, the death, the bear death.
The bear.
That's devious.
Well,
well-
do you know in the beginning when you see
The tapestry.
the bear, the little girl going
He's like, we're not
up
going to
and-
talk about the bear. That's what he said.
Oh yeah, he's like, we'll save that for later.
Oh,
we're not
I've,
gonna talk about
I've
the bear.
that. This leads into another point I have. I love. Well, what do you think of Christian, her boyfriend?
He's a jerk,
Yes.
but I honestly, okay.
I don't think he's like the most hateable person.
No,
Because he definitely.
he's a super flawed dude that has like some redemptive qualities.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. You have a different take.
I had a feeling that you guys would say that because my belief of this movie is always that like I don't know, I have a weird twisted idea, but like I almost think of this movie as a women empowerment movie in a really messed up way.
That's
And I
diabolical.
know you guys don't agree. And
So is Lighthouse a men empowerment movie?
yeah.
Yeah.
Male
Male
Just
empowerment.
drinking.
average
drinking
male
and
best friend experience.
Homosexual subtext and drinking,
Yeah.
bro. Crazy.
Yeah,
because
I didn't hate him.
I mean, he's put in a really bad position. I had a feeling you guys were going to defend him, and
Let me get my okay.
yeah. I'll let you.
So,
I'll let
like,
you. I'll let the man.
He's
speak.
obviously a terrible person, and he's consistently making bad choices. But like,
he does still care.
No, he
For
cares
Danny.
a very little amount, but like there is still a part of him that's like,
He's
the old ball and chain.
Yeah, exactly.
And that is
Yes,
his flaw is that he has a lot of issues with the relationship he's in, and he doesn't do anything about it.
Right.
He never once in this movie does he take action or do he even when he's drugged and taken to this big sex ritual, he doesn't do anything about it.
What was he
And
supposed
that
to? He
is
was
his-
drugged.
But it's
That
it's
part,
a representation
I find
of
a
how
hard. I find a
he
hard
doesn't
connect for that.
he doesn't do anything ever.
Yeah, it's true.
And that's his and he's put in an uncomfortable position where he's already ready to break up with her, but then her whole family dies, and it's like you can't really break up with her then.
Oh, I didn't even think about it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why he doesn't like
Break
all
up
of
with
his
her.
friends are like, dude, you gotta let her go. I just think that he's such a just a lump of a man character.
That's crazy.
He
Lump of a man.
doesn't do it. He just doesn't do anything.
Can we talk about the transition at the beginning of the movie when she steps out of the room and it transitions to her on the airplane?
I was
That was
Oh,
sick.
crazy
I
good.
was like smacking Allie's shoulder. I was like, "Did you see that?" It was like Allie, friend of the pod.
Yeah,
Those
it's
who know.
Allie Lover of the
it,
pod.
it is crazy watching.
I'm sorry. For me, my love. No, oh, sorry.
Okay. You know what?
Sorry.
All right, buddy.
No, it is crazy
that
seeing
out.
though, like when they first arrive, right? That it's you definitely can tell the vibes are off, right? There's something wrong, but everything seems so peaceful. Everyone seems so nice, and then like you see all these important landmarks, right? All the important buildings that they then show at the end as well is almost like a reflective thing, and you're like, dude, how did this happen?
They totally stole that from Opus.
Okay, wait. Okay, I want to talk about that really quick.
Best-selling
but
movie Opus.
Okay, I want to talk about that really quick, but
Yeah.
that's how I want to end the Midsommar
I
conversation.
have one more.
I have more
So-
to say
so
about
let's-
this.
yeah,
I can
let's-
keep
let's-
going.
let's
I'm glad we're
finish
talking
about
about this
Midsommar.
one the most
Yeah.
because
So
I do have more to say.
do your Opus thing, and then we'll.
No. I was gonna end with the
Oh,
Okay.
like
I
like
was.
end
Well, I could
Midsummer
keep
by talking
going on
about Opus.
on
Really
a.
I was gonna say really
You go.
quick note. It's always nefarious when your first move when you're in this strange like gated community scenario is when they offer you mushrooms. Do not take the Swedish gated community mushrooms, bro. You don't know
Would you?
what's
No.
no.
I wouldn't either.
No.
but I love that part too because
Yeah, I know. I already know. What
the part where she is in and then you see her come to, that is
Come to us.
that is what it's like to have a panic attack while under the
Okay.
influence.
No,
it's
Yeah.
a very great.
I-
Speaking from experience, great representation.
I
of
thought
that.
you were gonna say, and this is kind of going back to what we said earlier, is like she didn't want to take the mushrooms at first, right?
No, she
Right.
felt
But-
uncomfortable.
But then she felt almost pressured because then you have the rest of his friends, right? They're like, dude, you're like disrespecting their
And
like
this is-
Right.
tradition.
This is my entire rant about Christian's friend group. This is my entire rant is that they all have an agenda in a weird way.
Mm.
This might be a really random, like the douchebag guy is there to just
Yeah.
get with a bunch of Swedish women. The one dude is focused on his thesis. Pele is there to kill them all. And then like
Cheaty
Christian
is there to-
is a Cheaty Anagonia is I butchered
It's the
that
same
but
character.
it literally his thesis. Oh, I noticed that the other day after I watched. It was like right after I watched The Good Place.
Great show.
Great show, but like again, it's just a representation of Christian just being this lump of a guy
Yeah.
who he doesn't even have his own idea for a thesis.
yeah.
He doesn't know
has
what he
to
wants in a
snatch it. He has
relationship.
to snatch it,
He
too.
doesn't know what he wants in his academic life, and he doesn't.
Yeah.
And like him being paralyzed is like.
Dude.
One of the funniest
He
things.
had to be alive for all that.
Oh.
Like, no. One of the like realizations where it's like, this guy, right? He can't move. He's paralyzed, right?
Mhm.
But he still feels everything. And you're like, you think about that, and then you think about the people that voluntarily go into the burning like building at the end, right? That they have to sit there. They're like just sitting there, and you know the moment where they just like both snap and they just go
They just start
crazy and they're like
screaming.
screaming. You think that guy's going through the same thing, but he can't do
scream.
anything,
I know.
bro.
crazy.
Gosh,
What a crazy movie.
What a.
he's a jerk, but no one deserves that, bro.
Yeah.
That's
No, he definitely doesn't deserve it.
He got sewed
But
into
in my
a bear.
mind, it's a really messed up way of him getting it back.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Just it's like him getting what he deserved, but like turned up to a
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe I hate the male characters in this movie too much.
They
Maybe
are
I
all
do,
jerks.
but like,
yeah.
but like I think we're supposed to, because I just think about like when she really doesn't even want to. She doesn't even want to like take the drugs, and she does it because she feels the entire movie she does things just because she feels like she has to, and she doesn't want to upset Christian.
Think about it like this, right? You have Danny, right? Her whole world is falling apart before this, right? She has to basically sit there, and she can't do anything as she watches her world burn around her. It's exactly what happened to him at the end.
Hey,
He has to
didn't
literally sit
didn't
there
I say
and
this
burn.
already?
That's
I don't know.
good.
No, but I'm like making it like connect.
Yeah, you're right. No, that's
Absolute
exactly.
Remember,
cinema.
gang. Remember,
Like
gang.
I said, she loses her entire family, and then at the end,
Remember, gang.
Finds
Just
one.
say what other people say, but louder.
that's exactly
Crazy.
yeah. My entire life.
I was a big fan. Big fan.
No,
I
yeah.
love
I
it.
just-
I
I
could talk
wouldn't
about
watch
it
it again,
forever.
though.
Me neither.
I would,
Not for
and I
a
have.
long time. I know you have. You.
But that doesn't mean I disliked it.
Exactly.
Well, I said the same thing when I watched it the first time. I am pretty sure I watched it the first time with friend of the podcast, Jack Marshall of Falls Inn, Michigan.
Oh, crazy.
I'm pretty sure I watched it the first time I ever watched it with him.
Oh.
And in my mind, I was like, I'm never watching this movie again. The most horrifying thing I've ever seen. And now I think that was probably my third or fourth watch of that. Fourth. I think fourth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is-
Not saying that you have to, but
Can I talk about Opus?
yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Dude.
Opus.
Opus, bro. That movie, I knew it was buns walking out of the theater.
The buns.
But I just realized how much worse it was after watching Midsommar. And me and Jonah, we were just talking about this before the pod.
Mm-hmm.
How you weren't like flipping out
Oh,
when
I
you watched
was.
Opus.
I was, but it's like
'Cause
Buns.
I didn't wanna-
It is just a significantly worse version. and
it's like if Midsommar was
bad, just
well,
poorly written.
yes. I don't know.
It gave.
It wanted to be Midsommar so
I'm trying
bad.
to figure out.
Yeah, with like the people slowly.
It's like, hey,
disappear.
Yeah.
Opus was like there's like Blink Twice. Wait, that's what it's called. Blink Twice. Midsommar. What's another good example?
Get Out.
Get Out. And then like Opus is like, me too, guys. I want to. It's like that really annoying friend that's
Yeah.
like, can I tag along?
Yeah.
That's exactly what Opus is.
There is a line in Opus that is almost like
Word for word.
bar for bar. And I talked to you about
Yeah.
Oh, the menu. That's what I was thinking of.
this. No,
Sorry.
almost bar for bar what was in Midsommar, where it's like they're trying to like they want to leave the compound, right? And they're like, the van just left. It'll be back in like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, that is the
Yes.
same exact thing
Yeah.
Well,
that happened.
I watched.
ridiculous.
We watched Opus before I rewatched Midsommar, so I think
You had kind of forgotten.
I had kind of forgotten all
hatred
those
for
little
Opus
details.
has grown.
It's
say.
freshened.
yeah, absolutely.
You know, I was talking to a friend today, Chad, friend of the pod, and he said that like, in a strange way, I credit him for this because it was like brilliant and I hadn't thought of it. He was like, Opus feels like a parody of that kind of movie that just isn't doing a good job.
Yeah.
Like you could almost read it as like satire, and that's what he said. Kind of like
You
It
could probably
literally- 'cause,
pass
like-
it off as satire.
And
dude.
this
Yeah.
is. Have you guys watched The Menu?
no.
no, but
I
know
just
a lot about
recently
it.
rewatched it and I realized that it is Opus with a lot of satire. It's like a parody on all those types. I mean, maybe that's not the point of The Menu, but like
Yeah.
Opus did all the things like that are funny, but they didn't mean to be funny. I
Right.
have a feeling.
John Malkovich's performance as like the pop star gets me, bro.
Wizard of the
Wizard of the Wiggle.
Wizard of Wiggle is crazy.
That movie just kind of like fell into our laps because we did not plan on watching it.
Not at
originally.
all.
I'm kind of glad though.
Yeah.
I'm
And-
glad we watched it knowing it was gonna be bad. Buns.
Yeah, buns.
Because I-
Buns. Cheeks,
It
if you
was
will.
it was between that and like what was the other movie we were thinking?
Spring Breakers.
Breakers.
Yeah, and
Should've seen
I-
Spring Breakers.
I just thought I remember right before we saw it, Jonah's like, fine, I guess we can see Opus, and then I was like, dude, you gotta watch the bad movies to know the good ones are good.
I agree.
That's what I said. That was literally.
Oh.
No, I think I said that.
I have said this to you before.
Maybe we both said it.
Okay.
Okay, speaking of things that
Ladies,
were
you're both pretty.
speaking of things that were buns.
Are we segueing into Snow White?
Yeah.
Snow White and the 7
Snow
viewers.
White, more like no.
No White.
That's it. No.
Oh,
No White.
Those who know.
Those who know.
Snow
Those who
White
snow.
in the
More like No
CGI
Way. Actually,
dwarves.
yes, more like No Way.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
Not that I have any problem with the casting. I like Rachel Zegler.
Rachel
not what this is
Zegler
about.
is the
Problem with
best.
this movie.
What you guys?
No,
are
I was gonna
saying
say
Okay,
best.
okay.
She's the best part of that movie.
Yeah,
I
for real.
agree.
She did very
I
well.
thought because she is such a I don't know if you guys have ever met a theater kid.
Oh, I know.
I'm dating a theater kid,
Oh
bro.
yeah. She is so I like Rachel Zegler, but I know a lot of people have issues with her.
No, I actually I don't have. Okay, here's the thing. I don't have a problem with Rachel Zegler's performance.
Yeah.
I
Here
agree.
we go.
She was
Here we go.
she was fabulous. I had chills when she was singing. Can't
She-
stop listening to
she-
Waiting on a Wish.
She ruined the promotion for
She
that.
tore this movie apart.
She did. She did.
It made, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, $42 million in the box office domestically opening weekend, and then the weekend after it only made 12.
That's
They
rough.
spent $290 million on that movie.
Okay. Well, and they didn't even do the forest scenes right. So.
Well, okay, here's the thing: is half that movie is reshoots.
Oh, and I can.
You
that
know, you-
must be
you-
why.
You know what? How? Okay, there was moments where we're all like, the forest is changing.
Yeah.
Like,
I
it's
was, I think
visibly
I was the
different.
first one to say
Yes,
this.
no, you
Yeah.
were. You
There's
were.
scenes where we're in this whimsical CGI forest, and then we go to like them filming in someone's in like an in
In
like a
someone's
park.
backyard.
In like in literally like a park. Like, I could
There's
do it.
nothing wrong with the whimsical CGI.
No, it's just like
and
pick
there's
one.
also nothing wrong with like the regular forest, but
pick
pick one.
you can't do the back
It
and forth.
really
It's
took
too
me out of
jarring.
the
It's
movie.
way too jarring.
Absolutely.
What else took me out of the movie? The dwarves, dude.
The dwarves.
Holy.
This might not be our topic to speak on.
Go for it.
Do I say what we're thinking?
Yeah.
I think they would have gotten. I think they got more backlash for not casting the dwarves as
Little people.
Mhm.
than they would have if they had done it, because there is a Snow White adaptation where they did do that,
Yeah.
and and I'm not the one to speak. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it was well liked by that group of people.
I don't.
I
yeah.
just think the CGI is just
It's
just
it's
like
for me.
horrendous.
It was so. Maybe I'm not the person to speak.
I just
on
don't want to say anything.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything that gets anyone
Uh,
upset. I genuinely don't want
clarification.
that. I think it was crazy that like as an attempt to like
Yes, I know what you're gonna say.
quell
Yes.
the controversy.
Oh my gosh.
They were like, "What if we did have a little person in this movie that wasn't one of the seven dwarves?" And then they come in and
and
save
they
the
cast
day.
two more in the as the extras. I just think it's like here you go. You've
Yeah.
been complaining about here you go.
Here's your little
That's
check
so,
mark.
it's just a slap in the face. I
Pathetic.
think
It's
it really is,
and like
and it could have opened so many jobs.
yes,
Yeah.
for real.
I guarantee there is
So many-
lot of
There could have been so much found talent if they
Absolutely.
did new casting, like
Yeah.
like unknown actors. That would have
Absolutely.
been
I-
incredible.
I think it was Grouchy was voiced by
Grumpy.
Grumpy? Is that what it's?
Grumpy, not grouchy.
I'm thinking of Smurfs, dude.
Papa Smurf.
Grumpy was voiced by a little person. I know that.
I think that's true. Yeah.
But it's
Oh, me too.
again, it just seems like it's like you said. It's like here you go.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah, it's like, all right, we're gonna give you this little bit, but
and,
it's all
and
you
we're
get.
gonna give Gal Gadot a
and we're gonna give Gal Gadot way too much screen.
and really way too much screen time.
Why
and,
is
And like a
She-
whole song that she doesn't need.
and you know what else they're
Why
gonna, you know what
is
else they're
she
gonna
in
give
this
her? They're
movie
gonna
in
give
any
her
movie?
Hobby Lobby like
That's one
costume.
hill I will die on is why I could have made better costumes for this movie. Or I'm
her
sorry.
crown looked like plastic, dude. Like,
The crown isn't even it's the cape, it's the jewels around her. A lot of people have issues with the Snow White dress too, which
I don't mind. Whatever.
it's just,
It's
I
not
don't
that
li-
deep. But like
It's-
the
that's-
queen was like, whoa.
well, why is Gal Gadot given a platform in the first place?
you know, I
Her-
heard she's stepping down from acting to take up music.
Oh boy. I thought she was stepping down to like be a mother. Am I
No,
right?
I
saw
hope she
something
steps
that
down. Period.
Whoa.
Dang.
Sorry.
all right.
Uh,
I don't know. I'm not gonna comment too much about it. I just don't think she's that great of an actor.
She's not at all.
yeah.
No,
Kal-El, no. You guys know what
that's
I'm
not
talking
even
about?
my biggest.
Kal-El, no.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
And also, why was the mirror mogging?
Yeah, the mirror would like come out of the fog and be like,
Yeah, literally.
It'd be like, you are not the fairest of them all.
You are not
I love
the
how they
fairest
played it
of
off like a big plot twist when the fairest was Snow White. Were you, like,
What? I haven't seen the original Snow White.
I have
but
actually.
I have, yeah.
I know I have, but I couldn't tell
Okay.
you what happens. Why? What was our takeaway from the end of this movie? Like, what
Hold
was
on.
the moral we were supposed to learn?
Let me just like
In this movie, there was no moral.
let me just talk about something.
That's what I'm saying.
There is things that they removed from the original plot, thinking that it was going to make it more. I don't know how do I say inclusive, maybe, or
Yeah.
Or representative.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think it just came off as weird. Like one thing I noticed in the original Snow White, right? She stumbles upon this house, right? It's trashed. She cleans up the house, and then she falls. She's tired from cleaning, and she falls asleep, and she stays in their house because she did them this huge favor by cleaning their house, right?
Mhm.
Sure.
In this, that didn't happen. She's like, she just slept in their house,
She's
and
just
then,
like,
and then
"Whoa."
when they got there, she's like, okay, you guys are gonna clean all this while I watch.
Make the men clean.
No, I'm not even. Like, she held a broom, and then she passed it to one of the dwarves, and then she like did a broom motion
Well,
with
it's
her hands.
It is
bro, she
their
emoted.
house. They should
She
clean it.
Emoted, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It just, and then there's like things that I didn't understand. Like I don't have a problem with this. Like the love interest not being the prince. Like that's not necessarily.
What? This is the one thing you keep bringing up, and
Well, no,
I'm,
it's
I'm
no.
interested.
It's just because like I don't really care, but it's more of just like it's just like extra steps to work in a different character. It's just like why even change
It makes the
it?
Yeah.
story so convoluted.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like, oh, now there's this band of rebels and like
So why have the dwarves and why have the band of like? There's too many.
Well, here's the
there's
thing.
too many
people. There's
factions,
too
bro.
many
Well,
people.
here's the thing.
Groups.
Yeah.
Is originally the bandits or whatever you want to call them, right?
We're gonna be the.
Yeah, they were gonna be the dwarves, and they weren't gonna use CGI. And then set photos leaked. I remember when this came
Yeah,
out.
me
I
too.
do
People
remember,
were
yeah.
outraged. So then they're like, "Guys, don't worry, we got you. We're gonna make
All right,
it
we're
worse."
gonna give these.
Yeah,
Here's
I
the
probably
CGI.
would have preferred the bandits honestly over the CGI.
I just think
'cause
why
the
did
CGI
we?
things it took me out of the movie. So,
Yeah.
I
so
was going
much.
into this movie thinking that there wasn't gonna be a love interest.
Me too.
Yeah,
So that's
same.
why
Fully the
That's
entire
why.
time I'm like, it's just gonna be her doing whatever she does.
And I honestly.
And I mean,
I don't know.
I-
Man. It's just okay. Here's my thing, right? If you're gonna make a live action adaptation of a piece of media, right? I think you should be probably as closest to true to that media
Yeah.
as possible, because I think if you're gonna I think they changed the plot enough to justify where you're like, okay, at that point, why don't you just make a different movie?
Yeah.
I agree. I think we need to stop making remakes altogether.
Yeah.
Let's
I
make new
agree.
stories,
If you wanted
especially Disney.
I don't know. I just feel like if you wanted to make a movie about a princess that finds the power in herself, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she has that character arc within herself that she finds throughout the movie.
Make it a new movie.
Make a different
Make a
movie.
new movie.
I don't think that's a bad thing.
You don't have to transform a character we already know and love
exactly.
to fit a new standard. Create a character that just encompasses this whole new thinking.
Yeah.
It's like it's so easy and they just don't understand. It's crazy
Yeah.
to me. Like I don't.
Also, side tangent, bring back 2D animation.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been saying this
Yes.
for years.
Please.
Bring back classic Disney 2D animation.
Princess and the Frog was the last 2D
Yeah.
animated movie from
It's
Disney.
a
That movie
wa-
rocks, dude.
I love
Yeah.
that. One of my favorite Disney princesses.
Yeah, the whole New Orleans vibe. It's sick. It's awesome.
The whole New Orleans vibe. It's just saying.
What do you
New
think is the
Orleans.
best? What do you think is the
I'm just.
It's totally
What do you
got a
think is
vibe.
the best live action
Right.
Disney princess movie
Live action? I'm not.
remake?
I've only seen Beauty and the Beast in this one, I think.
Really?
I'm
I
qualified
actually
to answer
liked-
this.
I liked the Beauty and the Beast.
I did too.
I didn't like the auto tune, but I also saw it at an age where I was young enough to not really care about
Yeah.
it.
I thought the
So.
Black Plague stuff kind of took me out of it.
Really?
Yeah.
I like that they give a little. Yeah, I guess so. But I like. Yeah. No, I like that part.
Okay. That's fine. It's an opinion. I was
Yeah.
just like that.
My
personally.
favorite is. Oh, maybe I got to think a little more. But I say Little Mermaid. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed the new Little Mermaid.
I saw it. I think it got a lot of hate before it came out, and then I think people saw it and they're like, "Oh, this is actually good." And okay, I have a theory. My theory is because Rachel Zegler does not like the character of Snow White.
Yeah.
Therefore, there's not going to be heart in a performance like that.
She's just making a new
versus
character.
Ariel. I remember seeing interviews of that actor. I forget her name.
Halle Bailey.
Yeah, and she
That's not Halle Berry.
Halle Bailey.
Bailey. I was like Halle Berry.
I think I said that right.
There's interviews of
There's
her
too many
talking, there's
Haleys and
interviews of her
Baileys.
talking about how she loved that character as a child. I thought it was her favorite Disney princess. Like,
see, that's
Yeah.
why it worked.
yeah, that's why you need someone that genuinely cares
Absolutely.
about that role because they're gonna handle that role carefully.
Has I love her in that movie.
Her name is
It's Halle Bailey.
Halle Bailey. You're
yes.
right. Yeah.
People, I mean, I could really say why people just didn't like the movie.
People are racist.
Because people are racist. That's why. And it's like she's a mermaid. She could be blue. Like,
Yeah, why is she not blue?
It's like,
Let's
focus
address
on.
this.
Let's talk about how we should just stop making remakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was one I really enjoyed.
Okay.
They're
This is-
mermaids.
Okay. This is one thing I want to touch on. This is probably the most touchy thing about Snow White.
Oh.
Okay.
Most touchy thing.
I feel
Have
like
we
we've
not-
talked about the
Yeah.
most touchy. Are you talking about?
What are you
Okay.
talking about?
I have no problem with. Let me clarify this, gang. Okay.
Gang.
I have
I'm
no
scared.
problem with them casting someone that's not white for Snow
mhm.
White. And I actually don't have a problem with the reason they still call her Snow White in this movie.
I thought that was cute.
I thought.
but it was
yeah.
just it was so quick.
yeah.
It was just so glanced
oh,
over.
yeah.
It's like, and her mother gave birth in a blizzard,
They
so
should
they
have
named
shown
her Snow White.
like treachering through
Yes,
the blizzard.
exactly. They should have.
Yeah.
They
added-
literally just brush over, and I like that
It- it
point.
was-
I
it
like
was-
that
it
they
was like 20
Voiceover
seconds.
narration.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then her mother gave birth in a blizzard, and they called her Snow White. And then the movie just like starts, and it's like, whoa.
I
they
would
didn't
have
set
liked,
up the story
I
at
would've-
all.
Yeah, I would have
At
liked if
all.
they would have gone into that a little bit.
Totally.
More and
You
like,
remember-
showed that
Could have been
actually
20
happened.
minutes longer.
Remember in Tangled when like the
Full birth.
the origins?
birth.
Yes.
We want a full birth
We
scene.
want wide angle shot. No. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say
Get up all in there.
Tangled, the
In-
origin story
yes.
isn't voiceover. They show
Yes.
the
They
origin.
show don't tell.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Show don't tell.
Exactly.
I know they're working on a live action Tangled, and
Oh,
I have
yeah.
hope. I have hope because I'm not a crazy on Disney princesses, but Tangled is one of my favorite
Oh, I agree.
Movies. Movies, period, or just Disney movies?
Disney movies.
Okay.
Disney movies.
I agree.
Not
It's
your
a
fault.
You're too tough.
But I think
Yeah.
if they don't do that one
I like
right,
the Lighthouse.
there is a diehard fan base of Tangled that will be mad if they don't do that right.
Oh, for sure.
No, Tangled has like cult film status.
Yes.
Like there's like
It
a
really
little
does.
crowd that follows that.
I was reading a book where the characters in it are like diehard Tangled fans.
Oh, okay. What book?
The
Oh,
Grapes
it's
of
like
Wrath
it's like a YA like romance book.
of Mice and Men.
Animal Farm.
Animal, 1984. Brave New World.
I do wonder if they were to make a live action Tangled, if they would lean a little bit
Lean?
more into like the traditional like Rapunzel, like very like. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
'Cause
the
Tangled
the
Yes.
classic.
Tangled
like,
isn't
fairy
very
tale.
Rapunzel itself. It's got like
No,
other
no,
elements
no.
introduced.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
And the reason that works is because they didn't make a straight adaptation the first time. They took the source material and then right away did new things with it in an
Yeah.
animated format.
Yeah.
And then there wasn't need for a bunch of controversy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just don't make remakes of movies that already exist. That's the
I
moral
think
of this
that's the
pod.
consensus.
Yeah.
Is
Moral of the pod.
Don't
if you have to change so much,
don't do
Make-
it.
Call it something different.
exactly.
Call it something
Do you
different.
know how cool this movie would have been if they called it like, let's just remove names and proper nouns and
Mhm.
let's call this movie like okay, Rachel Zegler, stand in for character name. Like Rachel Zegler and the Bandits. Or
and
you
the
know what I mean?
yeah
Something like that. Like it would have
yeah.
been such a
But there is also a lot
something
of
like
those.
Snow White and like the Seven Dwarfs.
Oh.
No,
you're
but, like,
kind of onto something.
You're kind of onto something. No, but like, do you know what I mean?
That's
Yeah.
Like this movie would have been such a fun musical adventure
Yes.
if not for the comparison to what already came before.
And I think
Exactly.
everyone should have stayed off of Twitter.
Yes.
Yeah.
before this movie because I think it would have done better if
I think Rachel Zegler
if
should have
everyone
stayed
can
off
shut their
of
mouths.
the
But
camera.
not just Rachel. It's all the people. It's all the
That's true.
racist people also.
That's
Sorry.
true.
That's true.
No, but I do think she kind of bombed them
She did.
Oh,
She-
by
100%.
being like
but I
it's
love.
dated, evidently so. I think I watched
Yeah.
it once,
I hate
never
that.
picked it up
Evidently
again.
so.
Yeah,
so.
that doesn't make me want to watch
I
you
know.
as that character.
Bro, like apparently
I love outspoken women, but
Yeah. Apparently Disney had like very private meetings with her about how to like control her like interview.
She was supposed to go on
behavior.
SNL. She was supposed to go on Jimmy Kimmel. She had a whole press run that she was supposed to do.
And
that
Disney
they
was just
canceled.
like, let's not do that because
Mhm.
you've already bombed this. It's like that's
Yeah.
crazy. Like imagine being so bad at PR that your parent
Bro.
company is just like, actually, we're revoking that from
Peter,
you.
maybe we shouldn't talk bad about the network. Does anyone know what I'm quoting? Peter, maybe we shouldn't talk bad about the network.
You're a stupid
What are they
man.
no.
But going back to the retitling, that is what I really love about. Have you guys seen Maleficent?
No, but I'm aware of
Maleficent
it.
is said to be the Sleeping Beauty live action,
but
but
it's not.
about it tells they remade the Sleeping Beauty story, and they
cooked.
retitled. They didn't call it Sleeping Beauty.
I
Live action.
I
It
like
was
that.
Maleficent.
I like that.
I will say
That's
like,
one of my
like
favorites.
10 years ago, do you remember all the live action movies they were doing? Like they remade Cinderella and then there was Into the Woods and Maleficent. They really
Yeah.
hit a stride.
There's a live action.
They
Into the Woods.
they should have just
I actually didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
yeah.
It was okay. I saw
I didn't
it when
I didn't see it, but I know it exists.
Well, it came out when I was like 8, so I watched it then. It was a pretty fun Disney
I know Anna
adventure.
Kendrick rules.
Kendrick rules?
Anna Kendrick rules.
Oh, I like mustard.
I don't know this. I don't
Mustard
know
on
this
that beat. Oh, you know. I know you want did. That's a Kendrick reference.
Oh, like Kendrick.
Yeah, like Kendrick
Mr. Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar.
I think we're cooked.
We're cooked.
I think is that.
No, that's,
No,
let's just like for
hang
another
on.
minute. For another minute.
Hang on. There was something I was gonna say.
I feel like just to cap it all off, we should like rate each movie
Oh,
for the audience because we
We
know what we.
whip
fi-
out
out
our
of 5 or 10.
letterboxed. Okay.
What do you?
10.
10.
Because we all hate the 5 scale.
yes.
The 5
I mean,
scale
at
is
least
the 5 scale is bro.
it's
It is.
buns. It's dare I say cheeks.
Oh, okay.
Cheeks.
All right,
Don't say that.
Let's start. Let's start
The
with
C word, cheeks.
Lighthouse.
Lighthouse 5
5.
or 10
Oh,
because we're
oh,
working on a scale of 10.
10.
Movie's mid. It's a 5.
Yeah, 10.
10.
I'm gonna give it. Do you want what I think of it as a movie or my personal like how much I liked it?
How much you liked it?
Objective or subjective? I want subjective. I want how much
Subjective.
you
'Cause this
liked
is not
it.
7.5.
Okay.
Okay.
How much I liked it as a movie, though, it's probably a 10.
I'm impressed that you
think it's a
weren't
well
like
done.
2. I hate you guys.
No, no.
Oh no, I know.
like I've said this before. I'm easily entertained. I like movies more than if we watch a movie, they'll rate it a 2. I'll rate it a 4.
we were kind of
Just
talking about that.
on
Opus.
as a ratio.
Lady Bird.
Lady Bird.
8. If this makes sense, like if we can use decimals like you just did, I'm feeling like 7.8. Does that make sense
Yes.
to you guys?
7.
I'm doing
7.8.
6.5.
Okay.
Okay. That's my
Just personal enjoyment.
10. Just because
Good.
it's a comfort
Okay.
movie.
good.
It's
All
a
right.
comfort movie.
And that's okay.
That's okay. We
Yeah.
should do a comfort movie pod.
Oh, you're so right.
Then you'd have to talk for me. Well,
Midsummer.
if I did it, I would talk. Midsummer. Honestly, though,
Women empowerment. movie.
Midsummer.
I'm
what are we thinking?
I
Midsummer.
stand by what
I
I
know, I
said.
know. I'm joking,
and I
I'm
know I'm
joking.
not the first one to say
What
that.
are we thinking about Midsummer?
I'm feeling.
I'm feeling 10 just because. Well, yeah, 10.
10. I feel
10 on both sides, as a movie and as how I liked it.
right.
10.
I'm gonna give it personal enjoyment a 6.
Aw.
As a movie, probably like a 8.5, a 9.
Personal enjoyment.
No, I
was
think it's a
like
perfect movie.
7.5 as like my average score of like where I like it and how good
Yeah.
I think it is. I'm gonna give it like the 8.5.
You
because-
you call Lighthouse a perfect movie. You'd give it a 10 objectively.
Yes.
Yes.
That's how I feel about Midsummer. Perfect movie.
That's fire.
Yeah. No.
Perfect
I,
movie.
I agree.
10.
Yeah.
I just
Both
think
ways.
that it's like it was so deeply unsettling that like I don't want to watch it.
Yeah. The
Maybe
Lighthouse
if
is
you would
like-
have asked me a few years ago, I would have agreed with you guys, but I'm
You've grown
desensitized
into
to
it.
it. Yeah.
The thing is, like with the Lighthouse, it is an unsettling and disturbing movie, but like it really doesn't like pound into your head. I think
It doesn't
pun
break
intended.
the.
no pun intended. The sledgehammers go crazy in this movie, but like I think Midsommar. It's like I wrote it in my Letterboxd review. Oh, I'm sorry.
Midsommar.
It's how it's
Midsummer
spelled.
because they do it in June. Midsummer.
It's Midsommar because that's how they say it in the movie.
It's
Yes.
but
Yes.
It's a Swedish word. Midsommar.
You might be right. I don't actually know what's right, but it's just funny.
It's how the title is
Some
spelled.
people do pronounce that movie Midsommar. You're not the. You're actually the only one.
I'm literally the only one ever that's
Only
ever
one
called it
ever.
that. I
I
think
really gotta time my
I
shit.
think I wrote it in my Letterboxd review. Link below to my Letterboxd account.
We're linking it.
I said that it was like incredibly gory, but tasteful is the wrong word. But it wasn't like undeserving of that. If that
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah.
Like it makes sense why it's so abrasive. It's just not something I look forward to putting myself through again
No,
for
I-
a long
Yeah, I
time.
agree. I'm right there with you.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give Midsommar an 8.5 out of 10.
Okay. Objectively.
Balanced, because I honestly think it's like impeccably like
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
created.
yeah.
I would give it like
Yeah.
a 9.5, but with my
Yeah,
personal
yeah.
enjoyment of 7.5,
Yes.
balance it at 8.5.
8.5.
Did I already say mine? no, I did.
Yes.
I did.
Yes.
Okay,
6.5. Is that what you 7?
7.5.
Okay.
Snow White.
I'm feeling 4.
I have Well, it's like I'd have to rate my different like as a movie musical. Like I really enjoyed the
Yeah.
music, and I really
The
enjoyed
music
the
was
whimsy
Like,
and the romance.
don't misunderstand me as like a horrible racist when I say this, but like I have fundamental problems with the existence of this movie, if you know what I mean. Like not fundamental problems, but like again, like why are
In
you
terms of what? Like
why are you remaking this under the Snow White
Okay,
name?
yeah.
That's what I mean.
Oh, I thought you
I'm-
were about to say like.
No, I mean like that. Like, why not call it something new?
Yeah.
Like, that's my
No.
big problem.
Yeah.
I'm like, why is this so stupid? if
No,
it's a
they
Snow
did the
White?
right thing by making a new reason for her to be named Snow White.
No, that's not what I mean.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, exactly. I mean, like, why is this like not its own movie?
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Make new movies.
Yeah, exactly. I really enjoyed it, but like, I see no reason for it to exist.
Yeah.
That's a big
I agree.
problem.
So wait, really quick, I'm just gonna go on this little tangent really quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's so easy for us to say, like you see a movie like Snow White, right?
Yeah.
And you go, just make new movies.
Uh huh.
Yeah, but it is unfortunate that we live in a world that the studios will take the risks, they'll take the jumps by making the new movies,
Mm-hmm.
and no one goes and
That's
sees
true. Like Opus.
They
That's-
no,
sorry.
they bomb in the box office, whether they're good movies or bad movies. And some studios take the risks, and they have a movie like The Monkey. And I'm not just saying The Monkey because we enjoyed it. The Monkey performed very well in the box office.
I'm gonna say something kind of radical. I've been thinking about. I don't know how much of our A-list money goes to these like independent like studios and filmmakers, and
Yeah.
I've honestly, it's gonna be bad on my wallet. But part of me is like, I want to cancel it and like support these films. You know?
Yeah.
I'm good.
You're good. You like A-list? I do love
I
A-list.
do think it
I-
is good for you guys.
I
as
think it
moviegoers.
works. I think from my understanding,
Mm-hmm.
I think it works in a similar way to how like YouTube Premium works, where if you pay for that price, right,
Uh huh.
it still kind of acts as if you were getting ads on videos, and the creators still get that portion of money,
Mhm.
Okay.
but via your payment.
But that's like you don't know where that money's going. I don't know.
Right. I don't know.
No, but I do like
I don't have an
how
opinion on this.
like our theater showed like The Chosen, The Last Supper, which I don't think we're gonna review, just because that's a personal thing.
Right.
Um,
That was an
yeah.
us thing.
I appreciate that our A-list doesn't actually count towards that, and we can't use our A-list. We weren't allowed to use our A-list for The Chosen
Which is like it's like a Christian. It was like an Easter movie.
Oh,
because
right.
it's a crowdfunded thing.
I understand now.
So I'm pretty sure a good portion of the money we spent goes directly to
Yeah.
that corporation.
Like the creation of new.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to support that.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah. I
Cut back in. This is where we pick back up.
Cut back in.
no
We're-
we already cut back in.
We're,
What's
we're
the
not done
deal?
with our
Oh.
rankings.
Oh yeah, you're
Ratings.
right.
Ratings. What?
Rating.
Snow White. I gave a 4. 4.
I'll give it a 5.
4. Oh,
Five-
out of 10. Out of 10.
5.2.
8.
Oh, 5.2.
5.2.
That's probably more than I was gonna say. Like I said, I'm easily entertained. I've always said this, and I might get canceled for this, but I've always said that I will be a Disney adult one day, an ethical Disney adult.
Are you gonna
So
push
as someone
kids over?
who is
Like,
qualified
get out of the
to
line.
say this, probably like a 5.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I think
All right.
my opinion louder than both of you. No.
Have we talked about Opus yet?
But
An
wait.
Opus rating. Opus rating.
Opus rating.
Okay, no, really quick. Okay.
Oh, piss.
I disagree with your rating. Because I know
Wait,
I
what?
know you enjoyed that movie more than me.
Do you think so?
I 100% agree.
Well, that's why I said that my rating would be broken down, because like as a movie musical, that's like a 7 for me.
Okay, then I'll give
The
it a
whimsy
4.
of it as a movie.
As an experience.
As an experience, I enjoyed it. Critically speaking, I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, a lot of people
A
did.
5.
Yeah.
300,000 reviews, and it has a
Yeesh.
1.5 out of 10.
That's on IMDb.
Reading those
criminal.
Letterboxed reviews was a
Therapeutic.
trip.
That Letterboxd review is my most liked Letterboxd review. I said
Really?
I said something goofy. I was like, just put the apples in the basket, bro.
I think
You said that. I stole it. I'm sorry.
What?
You. I
Did
swear
I
you
say that? I'm gonna take credit for it because that makes me sound funny. But
Yeah.
maybe I did say
Straight
it.
up, I'll give you credit.
Let's talk about my Letterboxd review of the Lighthouse.
Me on any given day.
My Letterboxd review of the Lighthouse. Willem Dafoe fart compilation. That was a great one. One of my best.
Okay, running it back.
You don't like me, Loves? I don't know.
We got to wrap this up. Opus. What are we
Oh,
thinking?
piss.
3.
Yeah, 3.5.
4. 4.
Okay,
Okay.
that's a good.
I love how we have like a ladder of ratings
Yeah.
here.
I like that.
I will always enjoy movies more than these two.
I don't think.
I think it goes me enjoys it the most, then Austin, then Jonah.
I don't know about enjoyed. I just think it like
I'm-
we're a little more
You do
harsh.
think
I-
more
we're harsh.
critically.
I can explain
movie.
myself, but I'm just
Go
gonna
for it.
seem like okay.
Go for it.
There's like
So
a,
you like don't think deeply
Certified-
about movies.
Certified film bro.
I'm not a film. Okay, I am a film bro.
We're
but like
film
You
bros,
just
dude.
beyond. It's
in my
okay.
life, I have seen like 10, 15, 20 movies that have just like changed the way that like I see the world. And those
Uh-huh.
are my benchmark. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying if you don't hit that it's a bad movie, but like compared to things I've seen, compared to like emotions I've felt watching movies, like experiences I've had,
Mhm.
like you got to bring something to the table.
Can I add on? to
Yeah.
that really
yeah.
quick? I think this is important, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we all have movies that are 10s.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to remember that if you see a movie and you rate it a 5 or 6 out of 10,
That's not.
it doesn't necessarily mean it wasn't an enjoyable experience.
Mm-hmm.
Not every
Yeah.
movie is going to be a Whiplash or a Lighthouse level movie, right?
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you can't also enjoy yourself and enjoy the experience you have going to see that movie.
Right.
And I think that ruins the theater experience for a lot of people these days, because I think a lot of people go in with thinking if this movie isn't like top 10 material, then I just wasted my money and I didn't have a good experience.
Yeah.
I think you have to fall in love with the process of going to see a movie and actually being
Yeah.
able to understand what you're watching and then think critically about it.
Yeah.
I think the money we spend on our subscription to go see movies, right? I think I see that as a purchase of an opportunity for me to go see something and then think deeply about it.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people these days I don't want to say are too harsh on movies
Can we
these
talk
days.
about the political? Sorry.
I don't think I'm saying people are too harsh on movies these days, but I think people need to understand that a movie can still be enjoyable, even if it's not
Yeah.
the best movie you've ever seen.
I hate when people like I've had this conversation before. People are like, and it's like crazy movies that have nothing to do with each other. It's like I can't even think of 2 movies. It's like I don't know. It's like like I didn't enjoy insert children's sports movie,
Oh.
but yeah, like no, like I just watched children's sports movie, but it's not as good as like Pulp Fiction. It's like, what are you
Yeah.
talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
You got to enjoy it for what it is. And I know
Exactly.
I'm kind of being unfair when I say like these 20 or so movies like changed who I am, and then none of these will come up to that.
Mm-hmm.
But like there are new movies that come out that do that to me. Like The Lighthouse is a fairly recent movie,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
a like an in terms of age, not a classic yet.
Mm-hmm.
That just has really hit me. So like they are consistently coming out. You just got to find them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's so many stories that haven't been told.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
we're gonna in like 2 years from now, some random person has written like the most phenomenal story you've ever heard in your life,
I know.
and we're gonna
Kids
see
our
it.
age.
Exactly.
Yeah, someone's writing it right now.
Yeah.
I
So-
like that. That's
so
crazy
I
to
think about that.
about.
There's
Yeah.
so much out there.
And you got to think too that there's also like there is all these stories that are being written that people don't have the opportunity to tell yet too.
Oh, absolutely.
That like you said, someone might write something in 2 years that might be the most phenomenal script anyone's ever written, but you might not even see it come to the screen for another like decade,
Yeah.
Mhm.
right? So I think it's important to
Well, there's
have hope.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it this way:
Yeah.
there are novels that haven't been written yet that will be adapted into all-time classics.
Yes.
Like, isn't that crazy? Like,
Dang.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, it's just like it's so weird to think about.
It's
Like,
yeah.
the dude that wrote the No Country for Old Men book, Cormac McCarthy,
Yeah.
had been an author for like 40 years before he wrote that book. All of a sudden, one day he pops that thing out, and then
That's
2 years
like-
later, there's a classic movie about it. It's like that's
Yeah.
mind blowing.
Yeah,
Dang, dude.
that's like that's what happened to Chaperone. Sorry, so random.
Let's
Alright, we're done.
let's end on that high note.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of Loud on Set. This is a long episode, but we needed to catch up. We had things to talk
Yeah.
about. We had to talk business. Thank you, Ray, so much
Thank
for coming
you
on the pod.
for having me. This has
Yes.
been a long time coming.
Please come back
Yes,
sometime
we
soon.
will have you
Please
on again.
Have me again soon.
Yeah.
Guys,
we
let
will.
Let us know right now in the comments below
Let
if
me-
Ray is the optimal
Let me know
frequent
if
guest.
this is the best guest that's ever been on Loud on Set.
Ooh, might be. You're like the
You're gonna be
You're the
out. You're gonna
second
be
guest.
out-rivaled in like a week when we
Let
have
me know
one
if you want me
on.
back.
I'm
I know
kidding.
I've got fans.
Kidding.
Again, guys.
No,
I
thank
know I've
you.
got
Thank you
fans.
so much, Ray.
As of the
Just kidding.
recording of this video, 97 subscribers, 3 more, and we get to interview and talk to our dream guest, Mr. Wendland.
And yeah, thank you guys so much for supporting us. If you came back after our hiatus, we appreciate you, and we're glad you're here. And we look forward to seeing you guys next time.
We'll catch you in the next one.
Ready. Signing off.
Stay loud, stay set.
Peace.
Peace.
That was stupid.